again. I am Blunty. If you are a regular here on my little channel, first off, cheers for that. I hope you're having a halfway decent day. Me, well, moving on. Secondly, you'll probably have noticed I'm on a bit of a Fallout kick right now. 5 of my last 6 videos have been related to it, as a matter of fact. And I'm doing a live streamed gimmick playthrough over on Twitch, which is also going up in replays on the secondary channel. All because I am tentatively excited for the TV show. I have concerns, but I'm low-key hoping to be pleasantly surprised. So, 10 days ago, one of those 5 videos I just spoke of was about how weird it is that Bethesda have been so astonishingly silent for so long about the Fallout 4 next-gen update that they've been promising is coming since 2022. You were supposed to get it in 2023, when it was announced as delayed from its 2023 target in December of 2023, with weeks to go before they missed it. We all just assumed it was, it was ready to go. They were just going to hold it back until the TV show was released because it's an obvious cross-promotional thing. Doy! And the TV show itself was supposed to be in 2023, but it was delayed somewhat from the original plan because of that whole writers' strike stuff that went on. But here we are, right now, just 3 weeks from the TV show, and still absolute silence. And I mean, sucking vacuum of space kind of silence. They haven't said anything. And so, on the now seemingly increasingly likely assumption that it's just not arriving with the show, I decided to see what the state of Fallout 4 was right now, as it stands, off the shelf, as an 8-year-old game designed to run on last-generation consoles. As it happens, I could pick up a disc copy of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions, respectively, for a paltry $4 each to satiate my curiosity. Now, on PC, I already know it's largely the same experience as it ever was, of course. I had a taste of that when I did some testing and a couple of live streams of it back when the ROG Ally was fresh on the scene, so I was playing it on that to see how things went. Of course, on PC, you have the benefit of the community patch, which fixes literally thousands of bugs. But on console, well, as I said, it's designed for last-generation hardware. You don't get community bug fixes like you do on PC, and the today experience for anyone excited by the world of Fallout's wasteland as presented in the TV show will most likely, here in 2024, simply play it on current-generation consoles using their respective backwards compatibility modes. Especially if, like me, you managed to pick up a second-hand disc copy for crazy cheap. Now, on PlayStation, all that means a pretty miserable experience by today's standards, if I'm to be honest with you, because, you see, Fallout 4 had a capped frame rate on consoles. Not locked, by the way, capped. Nothing past 30 FPS, but at times, rather less than that on the hardware of the day. It was a pretty big issue at launch, actually. And PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility mode is, well, it's kind of arse. So what you get is just not great. The 30 FPS is extremely jarring. It does have the benefit of being essentially locked to 30 FPS because you have lots and lots and lots of overhead on the PlayStation 5 versus the PlayStation 4, so it doesn't dip below 30 anymore, but it also can't go past it. It doesn't make it unplayable, but man, oh, is it just not ideal. Ugh. There's a reason, you see, that around about the exact same time that Fallout 4 first came out, I was making the switch back to being a PC primary gamer, because the console experience in general was just far too often severely lacking in those days. I mean, not a lot has changed, but it was particularly bad at the time. And as it happens, Fallout 4 was one of the first games I played on that newly built PC as I re-entered the PC Master Race experience. But how about over on Xbox? Well, Xbox have a very clever little trick for backwards compatibility games. You see, it can do just what the PlayStation 5 does and present the game pretty much exactly as it would have been on original hardware, except without, so many slowdowns and frame drops and much faster load times and that kind of stuff. But you can also just flick a switch in a menu and say, hey, this game was locked to 30 FPS originally, right? How about you just ignore that and let it use all the extra power we have now and slam it up to 60 FPS instead, eh? Cool? Cool. And it works perfectly. And it is so much nicer, so much smoother feeling. It's just, we don't really need to have the 30 FPS versus 60 FPS debate again right now. You guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But it's not a difference between playable and unplayable, at least not for Fallout 4, but there is simply no choice at all to make if you have one option over the other to pick from. So if you do happen to have both consoles and don't have a gaming PC, really get the Xbox version of Fallout 4. However, wait, stop. Don't spend your $4 yet, because here is where the title of this video starts coming into play. If people who haven't played it in years, or people brand new to Fallout, come to Fallout 4 inspired by the excitement of the TV show to give it a go, oh man, are you about to find out how badly that updated bug-fixing, content patching, performance improving, so-called next-gen update is really needed. And I mean needed, not wanted, just because it's nice, but needed. Capital N-E-E-D-E-D, multiple exclamation points, and needed. You see, back in the day, there was this bug in Fallout 4's opening act. Sometimes you could just get locked out of progression for certain mainline quest stuff. I mean, there were lots of bugs, but these ones were particularly annoying because they could lock you out of the mainline quest stuff. Things like how Codsworth wouldn't talk to you. He's supposed to have a conversation with you right here and offer to show you around and teach you a few things and then maybe come with you. But if you get locked out of that, he just sort of ignores you. You never get to do that quest, and he never becomes a companion option, which is no huge loss. He kind of sucks anyway. But the point is, that's a whole slab of content you can't touch anymore. And then it just gets worse, because there's a bug which is similar, where Preston goddamn Gravy Train up there would refuse to go back inside the goddamn building after a certain quest, so you could then have some dialogue with him and his mates to actually move the main quest along another stage. You can just kind of walk away from this and ignore it and leave it locked and play other parts of the game, sure. But especially if you've never ever played this game before, that is a big mistake. Huge problem. Because his questline is all about a pretty big part of the game's mechanics. And also, one of his friends gives you some pretty important plot stuff and a quest to follow up on, and a waypoint marker on quest progression leading you to where you need to go next for the main story to actually progress, and to meet a couple of other possible companions, and to start some of the most fun side quests. So if this crap is locked out, you're kind of boned unless you know precisely where you need to go. And even then, you still miss out on some stuff. Because if you don't know exactly where you need to go, you could be lost and floundering and wandering for a very long time before stumbling on it and actually progressing the main game. So when I hit both of these bugs in my Xbox save file, I said, well, I guess those bugs still exist. It happens. I'll just make a note to write about how this 8-year-old bug is still in the stupid game and how inept that makes Bethesda seem. It's crazy. But okay, I'll make a new save, I'll get through it, and I'll go to the part of the game I need to be at to test some performance stuff I want to be, because there's one particular area that's really bad on performance I wanted to test. However, guess what happened on my brand new, fresh as a daisy, second save file? The exact same two bugs. Now, out of fear, I would hurl my Xbox controller into low Earth orbit. Out of what I call rage spite, I decided not to try a third save file yet. Point is, without the next-gen update, which in theory will fix day one bugs like this that bafflingly still exist in the game, a fair number of people dropping into Fallout 4 off the back of the TV show are going to have very bad times. Xbox is clearly buggy AF, and the PlayStation version, well, chances are good it still has those bugs also, and it runs like stuttery, jarring 30 FPS garbage. So yeah, it seems like Bethesda have effed up real bad if they miss getting the next-gen patch out before the TV show, and again, the silence has been deafening, so I don't have a tremendous amount of hope for that. Good luck, Wastelanders. Fallout 4 is absolutely worth playing. I had a bunch of fun with it back in the day, but oh my god, if you're not on PC and can't use the community patch and you're stuck playing it on consoles and backwards compatibility, it's just, oh man, $4 is still too much to pay. I can't play it like this. Thank you very much for your time and listening. Hopefully you found this interesting. As always, to the patrons scrolling up above there, I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.